Hi, welcome to Mindful Meditoga with Kevin. Today we're going to do a really nice, relaxing, but yet alert flow. This flow is going to allow you to really release any tension in your body. It'll also help you to slow down your busy thoughts and allow you also to bring your breath back into balance. I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start today in standing. We're going to come to standing and we're just going to close our eyes and take some of the biggest, deepest breaths of the day into your nose. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Into your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Do two more on your own time. Give yourself gratitude for coming today and making this a priority. Bring your awareness to an imaginary threshold. This threshold represents a transition from your busy thoughts to the present moment, right here, right now. And as you step across this threshold, acknowledge to yourself, I have arrived in my safe place. Take a deep awareness breath in through the nose, and on the exhale, pause for a moment of stillness. Breathe normally here, but just pause and notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to start today with a nice little breathing flow. So we're going to bring our hands to our sides. We're going to inhale. This is the first part of the inhale. Second part of the inhale. Third part of the inhale. And then while we're up here, we can pause for as long as we'd like. And then when we're ready, we can exhale very slowly, like the air coming out of a balloon. Let all the air out and then start another round. In. Can't inhale anymore. We're at our max. We're pausing. And then we exhale. The air coming out of our lips like we have pursed lips, like we're blowing out a candle. And it's very controlled, very slow. Go at your own pace. Find a rhythm that really works for you and just flow. Practice noble silence like you're the only person in the room. Let's take a deep awareness breath to start. And on the exhale, you may begin. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Come back to that strong standing posture. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, again, just pause for a moment of stillness. Continue to breathe naturally here. But just notice the changes. Notice how you feel now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now we're going to move our feet just slightly about hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands to heart center to start. Now we're going to bring a little bit more movement into our flow, but we're going to keep that same breath sequence. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down. You can bend your knees very generously here. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. You can hang out in forward fold as long as you'd like, and then eventually you're going to inhale, come all the way back up. Pause, reach up, exhale back to heart center. Again, you're just moving at your own pace, really finding the rhythm of this flow. Inhales are always up, exhales are always down. Once you have the sequence, just go at your own pace. Make this your own individual practice. Let's take a deep awareness breath to start. And on the exhale, you may begin. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Come back to that strong standing posture. Then take your awareness breath, deep inhale. And on the exhale, exhale it all out and pause. Notice the changes. Notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now we're going to move our feet just slightly even more apart. So this is a little bit more than hip width apart now. Then we're going to start by bending our knees here. We're going to get our shoulders kind of warmed up here. So we're going to inhale, 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 and then exhale it out. So it's 3 quick inhales and then exhale. When you go, you're going to find your own rhythm. I love to inhale with just through my nose, and then my exhale is exhaling it all out, let all that air out, and start another round. Just find a nice, comfortable rhythm. If you have shoulder problems, you don't have to go very far. You can just do little movements in your shoulders, and then once they get warmed up, you can start to work them a little bit more. Take a deep awareness breath to start. And on the exhale, you may begin. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Come back to that strong standing posture. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, notice the changes. Notice how you feel. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now we're going to warm up the hips a little bit. So we're going to, again, go back into that slightly wider than hip width apart. And we're going to bring our hands on our knees just to start. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to make little figure eights with our knees and our hips. So this takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get the rhythm of it, it feels so good to loosen up the hips and the lower back. So just start in one direction and see if you can get the rhythm of it. Nice bend in the knees, and you're just moving in one direction and just trying to make a figure eight with your hips. So the knees are moving ahead and then around and down, up and around and down. Depending on how your knees are, you can come up a little bit higher and do this, or you can go lower into a squat. However it feels good to you, just get the rhythm right now of the figure eight. I do this multiple times a day, especially after sitting for a long time or laying down first thing in the morning. This is kind of my go-to. Now I want you to slow it down and just notice if you bend a little bit more forward, what that does in your hips. So really feel it. Just kind of experiment right now with this and just notice how those hips are feeling through every range of movement here. And then once you find kind of that sweet spot, you kind of have to wiggle into it. Once you find that sweet spot, just keep moving that nice flow figure eight. Now you're going to stop, pause, and go in the opposite direction. This can be very difficult because you just found the rhythm and now you have to go in the opposite direction. But this is really good for slowing down any of your busy thoughts, because now you have to really concentrate and focus on going in the opposite direction. So the first movement you did was probably the one that was more natural to you, and this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Once you get the rhythm, again, slow it down, full range, and just notice how your hips feel through this. So just experiment a little bit, going a little bit slower, maybe turning to the side a little bit more, trying to really emphasize up and around and then down. Good. And while you're doing this, continue to breathe. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through pursed lips. Good. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Stand up and notice the difference. Take an awareness breath. And on the exhale, just notice how nice your your hips and your lower back. Do this as many times throughout the day as you need, just to give yourself just a little bit of a relief in those hips and lower back if you feel any tension. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale. Good. Now we're going to come to the top of our mat. We're going to work our way into a nice flow. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands, and then we're going to come into our plank to start. Just notice your plank, wrists, elbows, shoulders stacked on top of each other. And there's a lightness here, and how you feel that lightness is just breathe. Inhale, exhale through pursed lips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now transition to down dog. Feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart, and we're pedaling out the left and right heels down to the ground. I want you to take some time here just on your own and just feel each time you step. What does that feel like? And just continue to breathe here. Find the rhythm of your breath. Every time we switch to a different posture, reconnect with your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through pursed lips. Nice and slow, like the air coming out of a balloon. Good. Back to plank. Reconnect with your breath. Down dog. Back to plank. Lower yourself down nice and slow. And just the fingers coming up off the mat, just the hands up off the mat. Breathe. Find your breath. Good. Push back, child's pose. Knees to the outer edge of the mat, toes together. Reconnect with your breath. Tuck those toes, come back to your down dog. Find your breath. Back to plank. Reconnect with that breath. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Feet up and hands up off the mat. Breathe. Push back, child's pose. Just your fingertips touching the mat. Find your breath. Tuck those toes. Down dog. Coming back to plank. Now you're going to add 2 counts. So a deep inhale, exhale is 1. Another deep inhale, exhale is 2. And then you're going to transition to the next posture. You're just going to go at your own pace here. So we start at plank, lower ourselves down, hands and feet up off the mat for 2 breaths. Push back, child's pose for 2 breaths. Tuck those toes, come into your down dog, 2 breaths. Back to plank for 2 breaths. Just keep cycling through this, going at your own pace. If you want to go for 3 breaths or 4 breaths, you can. Just cycle through these postures and just go at your own pace. Find a nice rhythm where you can just flow and not think about what it looks like. Just flow how it's natural to you. Once you find the rhythm, then you just connect your breath every single time you transition. Just keep the rhythm of your breath going. Eventually, work your way back to plank. And then once we're at plank, we're going to lower ourselves down nice and slow. Right cheek to the mat, hands to your sides, palms up. Take a deep awareness breath here. And on the exhale, just surrender to your mat for a moment. And just notice how you feel. Notice the changes. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now we're going to move into a nice little shoulder opener. And we're going to use that same count, 2 deep breaths, and then we're going to switch. So we're going to start by bringing our right hand about shoulder height, and top of the right foot locks in to the mat. Then we're going to use our left hand to push our leg up and over, and then you're just going to rest your right cheek to the mat. Now we're going to be here for 2 breaths. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. After 2 breaths, you're going to come back to center and set it up on the other side. Left hand, and then right leg up and over, left cheek to the mat. And once you kind of wiggle into that sweet spot, 2 breaths. And then we're going to come over again to the other side. This time, 3 breaths. And then transition. Keep transitioning either 2 or 3 breaths till you decide. And every 2 or 3 breaths, you're going to switch to the opposite side. Go at your own pace. Find a rhythm that works for you. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Bring your right cheek back to the mat, hands to your side. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, once again, just surrender to your mat. Let everything settle. Notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, bring your hands up. Put yourself back into tabletop just for a moment here. We're going to inhale nice straight back, just a curve in the back. And then on our exhale, we're going to round the back. We're going to stay here for a breath. And then inhale, round the back. So you're doing this a little bit slower than you normally would, but you're staying here for an extra breath in between. And then exhale, round the back. Good. Stay for one little mini breath here. And then inhale. One little breath. Exhale. Just keep flowing back and forth, going slower than you normally would here. Just be very mindful. Just take your time and notice how your body feels in each of these positions, and even how the body feels in transitioning to the next posture. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through pursed lips, letting that air out nice and slow with control. Good. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Bring your knees to touch this time. And then you can bring your hands on top of each other and place your forehead on top of your hands. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, let's come into our down dog now. I'm going to experiment a little bit in down dog. To start, have your hips, feet, hip apart, hands shoulder width apart. Then we're just going to drop our knees and just hover our knees. Breathe here. Notice how nice that feels in the back of the lower legs, and then come back up. Inhale. Exhale. And then drop those knees once again. One inhale. Exhale. And then bring them back up to down dog. One inhale here. One exhale. And then keep going back and forth. On your next exhale, come to your plank. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Right cheek to the mat, hands to your side. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, notice how you feel. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, coming into Sphinx posture now. Your hands are about one arm's length away, and your palms are down. And you're just coming up where you can comfortably breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, you'll notice your body tense up. And on the exhale, you will release. So just find the rhythm of that breath. Now we're going to tuck those toes, lift the hips up into melted heart. Place the forehead down to the mat, and then breathe into those shoulders now. Two breaths, come back to Sphinx. After two breaths, tuck those toes, come back into melted heart, and just keep going back and forth. Every two breaths, you're going to transition to the next posture, and you're going to go at your own pace. Find a nice rhythm that works for you. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Bring your left cheek to the mat, hands to your side. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, surrender to your mat. Let everything go. And notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, put yourself up back into child's pose just for one breath. And then tuck those toes, come into your down dog for one breath. And then step through to seated and come on to your backs. We're going to start by bringing those hands out, palms up, knees into your chest. We're going to rock those knees over to the left on the inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to kick that top leg straight. Inhale, transition over. Exhale, kick top leg straight. And we're just going to keep flowing back and forth. Exhale. Inhale, transition. Exhale, kick. Finish the cycle of breath that you're on. Keep your knees bent, but bring your knees to touch. Bring your hands out, palms up. Take a deep awareness breath here. And on the exhale, again, let everything go. Just notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, bringing those knees into your chest, but you're going to reach just underneath your knees. You're going to keep those feet flexed. We're going to start by rocking back and forth. Find the rhythm of your breath. And then we're going to get into that magical figure 8 once again. So you're going to bring your knees into that figure 8 motion, going in whatever direction feels good to you. We're going to eventually reverse it, so it doesn't matter which direction you start. But just feel your knees going in a nice figure 8 motion, and then find your breath. Once again, pause where you are and go in the opposite direction. So really forcing yourself to reconnect with that rhythm, going in a direction that may be a little bit less comfortable for you. But once you find the rhythm, once you do this a number of times, you'll start to feel smooth again. It'll start to feel natural. Good. Finish the breath that you're on. Bring your knees or feet back down to the mat, knees to touch, hands out to the side. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, notice the changes. Notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, bring those knees up once again. Left knee is going to wrap around the right. So left is going to be on top of the right. You can stay here. This is kind of first stage. Keep both feet flexed. And you can just go into your side to side motion here if that feels good to you. If you're able to, you can grab opposite ankles. Kind of spread those knees out a little bit. And then bring your head back down to the mat. Go into your rocking motion from here. Once you have a nice rhythm going, try to imagine that figure 8 once again. Get into that nice figure 8 motion, going up and around and down. And then find your breath. Connect with your breath as you move your hips and your knees in this figure 8 motion. Then once again, pause and try to go in the opposite direction. Really force yourself. This really anchors you into the present moment because you have to. There's a little sense of alertness here to try to keep that rhythm going, especially when you go in the opposite direction that feels smooth to you. It takes a little bit of effort here to just reconnect with that rhythm, reconnect with your breath. Good. Finish the breath that you're on. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Knees together, hands out. Take another deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, notice how you feel. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, this time right knee's going to wrap around the left. Again, just bring those knees as close to your chest as you can. And you can just go into your rocking motion from here. If you're able to, you can grab opposite ankles. Kind of spread those legs out. Bring your head back down to the mat. Start by rocking back and forth first, and then eventually moving in to that figure eight, that nice rhythmic figure eight motion. And then breathe, reconnect with your breath. Pause, go in the opposite direction. Reconnect with your breath. Release the feet back down to the mat. Knees together. Hands out to your side. Take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, let everything settle just for a moment. Notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now we're going to move to our last posture, Shavasana. I will self-adjust you so you can get to the greatest relaxation posture possible. Start by bringing your legs back down to the ground, lifting your left leg just an inch or two off the ground and let it drop. Bring the right leg an inch or two off the ground and then gently let it drop. Bring your right arm up off the ground, palms up, and then gently let it drop. Bring your left arm, palms up, let it drop. Bring your head up off the mat, tuck your chin in ever so slightly, and then rest that head back down to the mat. Now take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, just let everything go. Let all the benefits of your practice sink in right now. And as you lay very still, bring your awareness to your hands. Inhale, feel your right hand. Exhale, feel your left. Inhale, feel your right. Exhale, feel your left. And just keep going back and forth, feeling your right hand on your inhales, left hand on your exhales. You may begin. without moving. Take another deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, let's reverse the order. Inhale, feel your left. Exhale, feel your right. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Just keep going back and forth, finding a rhythm that works for you. You may begin. On your next exhale, take a deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, just lay very still. Notice how you feel right now. Good. Take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, start to bring some movement back into your body. First by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then moving your wrists and your ankles. And then reaching up overhead like you're getting up first thing in the morning, stretching left and then right on your own time. And when you're ready, bring those knees into your chest. Just rock back and forth. Eventually roll on to one side and just allow your head to rest on your bicep. Take a deep awareness breath here. And on the exhale, give yourself gratitude for coming today and making this a priority. Slowing down your busy thoughts, bringing your breath back into balance, and the physical benefits of moving and breathing at your own pace. Take another deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Warm the hands in a sense of gratitude. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Bring your hands down. Take one last deep awareness breath. And on the exhale, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.